Well, good morning, good morning. We're gathering for coffee with Casper. Good morning from Hollywood. Good morning, Ardelia, wherever you are. There's the Casper. He's coming up. We're moving places today because they're doing construction across the street. So it's quite noisy, so I switched sides of the house. There we go. Good morning from Central Oregon. Nice to see you this morning. Check in, let me know where you are. We're getting ready to gong ourselves in. 20 minutes with hanging out to see how we might bring some inspiration into our own lives. Good morning, good morning. Good morning from Northern California. Good morning from Taos, New Mexico. That's a different spot. Good morning from Central Oregon. Robin's checking in. All right, nice to see you all this morning. We are gathered with coffee with Casper. There's the Casper. He's right there. He likes to be underfoot. He was raised into COVID when everybody was just around, huh? All right. Good morning. Good morning. Let me know where you are, where you're checking in from. And here we go. There's the 8:30. Let's gong ourselves in and see what kind of inspiration we might find this morning. Just these 20 minutes together. Here we go. Here we go. So, everybody, let's take a deep breath in. Let the sound One more time, a deep breath in. Let that energy rise up into your heart center. Relax your shoulders and just become present for this next 20 minutes. Good morning from Boise. The Knowles are checking in from Boise. Good to see you guys this morning. Hello, hello, aloha. Okay, well, here we go. Sorry we weren't with you last week. We had some family business to take care of, and it was the summer solstice. Happened just last week, and so happy summer to you. That was an event of light. We're, of course, still in the early phases of that light of the summer. And of course, light is significant because any movement of external light is reflecting an inner movement of light in the cosmos itself. So what we know is, even though here in the United States we saw some interesting activity in terms of human rights and the courts and the like, and what we know is that we are looking, I am interested, and I know you are interested, in that which brings more light and therefore more love and more awareness into the world. We're interested in these universal laws that belong to all people. They include every way of being, every culture, every nation. Universal laws, they belong to everybody. And the more we continue to strive forward to those freedoms and bring those freedoms forward, the more the surface mess, the density on the outside in the third dimension, as we go from in to out, gets denser, right? This is a pretty thick plane of existence that we're in right here. So what we're interested in, I don't know what Casper saw, he saw something. What we're interested in is, what are these universal ethics? How can we practice them? How can we bring them into being? And what's ours to do in the midst of it? Well, here's what's ours to do. What's ours to do is to live your best possible life. Because when we get distracted by the external things in the world, things like the news, things like the slow movement of politics, things like the slow movement of rights and freedoms and equalities and all of those things that are necessary to bring forth that which is already existent at the center of the cosmos, which is, Judge Thomas Troward said a long time ago, harmony must be heaven's first law, otherwise eternality would not be eternal. Yes? And eternality is eternal. Therefore, harmony is at the center of it. So when we recognize that the universe does not work from the outside in, it works from the inside out, then we begin to change. And of course, what we're talking about is the inside is your inner awareness, your consciousness. The sum total of everything you ever thought, said, felt, and done creates your consciousness. That consciousness is going in front of you and leading the way. And of course, how do I start to frame my consciousness in more light, more love, more joy, more wisdom, more acceptance, more peace, more poise, more balance, more harmony? And the answer to that is with your state of mind. And so that we are working to establish right attitudes through repetitive thoughts. The mind acquires habits by repetition of thought. The mind acquires habits by repetition of thought, just like you acquire habits by repetition of action. Thought, action, movement, and that begins to be a habit. The habit becomes automatic, and that works for you. When we're working with attitudes of mind, we establish attitudes of mind through right thinking and right connection to the cosmos. And when we realize that whatever we call God or spirit or energy or source, it is the fundamental beginning of all things, and we emerge from that place. And born in the image and likeness of that one, of that creative process, says my video has ended. Why would it do that? I don't know. Why would it do that? Okay, I'm going to restart. I don't know where we went, but we're on a clock, so we'll see. Your video has ended. We'll return to your timeline shortly. I don't know what happened. Let's see what's going on. There we are. We seem to be going. So there we go. Maybe we didn't drop out. Looked to me like we dropped out, but we're there. Let me know that you're there. You're still, yep, you're still going. Okay, good. Something just lied to me. The tech world. So here's what we want to do. What we know that we're recreated in the image of that source, and source initiates its own action, what God knows is. When we begin to come into that state of awareness, what we know, what we subconsciously know and accept and believe, it's done unto you as you believe, becomes your experience. So when all of these things are happening in the world that look dangerous and threatening, this is where we must go. We must return to source, and we must remember that from source, it's light. Light is not heavy. Light moves. Light is constantly in motion. And therefore, when we are light beings, the vibration that we set out, that tone, you see, that tone is going out from us. And is that tone in tune with the nature of the one? The nature of the one says health, wealth, and success are normal. Health, wealth, and success are normal. So we must tune into that I am consciousness, where that is the state of being, and live from that place out. So how do we do that? We begin to get disciplines of mind. We begin to, as Mary Baker Eddy said a long time ago, stand porter at the door of thought. Meaning we let those thoughts in that are life-giving and life-enhancing. We dwell on those things that bring more life. When we become frayed, we turn around 180 degrees. We go back to that which is light and love and truth and wisdom. And we do the best we can to keep our consciousness not stuck in the mistakes of the world, but in what brings health, wealth, and success to us. I'm Harry Morgan Moses. You're watching Coffee with Casper. We spend just 20 minutes together to see how, given all the fluctuations in the world, we might live from a place of attunement, a place from being centered in the awareness of the one. What we call that typically is prayers and meditations. But if you don't like those words, prayers and meditations, it's right attitude and right thinking and right alignment with the one itself, with that which is harmony and love, that which is bursting forth the sunshine of each new day, that which is bringing forth new life all the time, bursting forth in the fruits and the vegetables and the flowers. The harvest is coming in. It's summertime. This is the time when everything comes to its fullest expression. And so we, using that season, using this season of the year, to allow ourselves to come into that buoyancy, to come into that attitude of health and wealth and love. And we do it by knowing that that highest most God that creates all things, That highest most God and the innermost God is one God. Yes? And that one God is in me. And that one God is love, and that one God is light, and that one God is truth, and that one God is wisdom, and that one God is peace and poise and balance and harmony. And I am that. And so it is that awareness and going constantly back to who I am at source and who I am with source that will bring peace and poise and harmony. Then we start dreaming our dreams. What is it that you would like? What is it that you would like help with? What is it that you would like support in? What is it that you would like to know the victory is complete in? And then we invite that I am presence to bring the goals. Health, wealth, and success are normal. Health, wealth, and fulfillment is what is intended for you. We must align with that intention and therefore be the place that is peace and harmony and joy and wisdom all at one. So here's what I want to remind us today. There's a great line from the philosopher Ernest Holmes who says, the highest God and the innermost God is one God. The highest God and the innermost God is one God. So I have this ritual that I do often when I'm out walking with the dogs and my bride. I stop and I pause to talk to the universe. It's sort of a Native American idea that we are one with the earth, we are one with all directions, we are one with source, we are one with the great sky. And so I talk to this highest, most, and innermost God, and I celebrate wholly up. Everything there is in the outside, everything that I can see in the outside, wholly external, infinite, wholly external. The heavens stretch out to infinity, incomprehensible, even in imagination. It's huge, it's vast, the vastness. And just as that vastness is outside of us, that infinite vastness is infinitely inside of us. Wholly infinite in, wholly infinite out, wholly up, wholly down, wholly in, wholly out, wholly omnipresence. We begin to become aware that from the inside it's not dense. We can get stuck in thoughts and emotions that hold us stuck. But if we continue to dwell on that which is life-giving, life-affirming, that which invites more life, more love, more radiant, more light to shine through us, the more we are inviting that light, we are, after all, light workers. That's what Coffee with Casper is about, gathering the light workers. And we are guessing there are some 8 billion of us on the planet. I mean, out of 8 billion, there's 160 million conscious light workers on the planet. People are aware of the one life, aware that everything is interrelated and interconnected. You are one of those people. Therefore, the thoughts and the attitudes that move through you are creating ripples and vibrations that are either building toward peace, building toward awareness, building toward awakening, building toward fulfillment, or we're working the other way and we're being pushed back by fears and prejudices and doubts and inequalities that simply cannot be the way of the universe. The universe has given each and all the gift of the full potential to come into self-realization, to come into fulfillment, to come into glory, and to come into the bliss of their own lives. How willing are you to contemplate your life as health, wealth, success, and bliss and good and more good and unlimited good, and opening the door to that? And you say, well, how could I be so selfish in a time when the world is hurting? The answer is, the more you fulfill your life, the more you reach into the joy and into the passions and into the belonging to life, the more you are bringing peace and joy and wisdom and poise and balance and power into your life and into the vibration around you. And there's your Emerson line, circle upon circle, wheel upon wheel, generation upon generation. We begin to connect this thing up, and we begin to see that we can live in a life that is filled with love and joy and passion and caring and appreciation and beauty. Oh, it's all around us. It's all around us all the time. This is where we have to open our eyes and our heart and be the place where we become selfishly unselfish. Good morning from Placerville, Colorado. From South Carolina, welcome you guys. Good morning, good morning. Nice to see you this morning. So here is our chance. Here is our opportunity to recognize that if I go to the infinite in, where all the news and all the upset and all the rage and all the isn't happening, and establish that peace and poise and balance and harmony every day in my daily practice, I am turning away from the negativity of the world, and I am tuning into the love that is at hand and in fact beating my heart and breathing me in this very moment. In this very moment, the life force within you is alive. And you now are at the rudder. You're not the power. The power is already given unto you. It's given unto you, and it is done unto you as you believe. And what are you believing? Where are you putting your hopes and dreams and aspirations? You know, there's an old expression. Those of you who've been my students for a long time know. I said, you know, there's expressions, the world is going to hell in a handbasket. Well, if the world is going to hell in a handbasket, that means the basket's in your hand. Why would you carry it toward hell instead of toward heaven? Don't go with the world going to hell. Go with that which brings life, that which you're a light worker, that which brings more love, more light, more joy, more peace, more poise, more balance, more harmony, more passion about aliveness, about being alive into your life. The more we bring that kind of joy, that kind of enthusiasm, that kind of potency into our attitudes, our daily, regular attitudes, the more that vibration is going out, and that consciousness which is coming from me goes before me and makes the way clear and opens the door to greater and greater and greater good. You are a light worker. You are one with the one. Your thoughts, your attitudes, your intentions make a big difference in the world. And it is not us, anybody, nobody needs to save the world. Each one of us needs to dig deep into the wellspring of that infinite good within us, the infinite love above us, and bring it into expression as us. Infinite love, infinite good, infinite joy, infinite radiance as you. Not in one lifetime, but in all lifetimes. The consciousness that I establish today bursts forth the life that I will live tomorrow, and the tomorrow after that, and the tomorrow after that. Every day, the consciousness I establish will bring forth the life that is yet coming to me. You have the capacity to steer your life toward ever greater joy, ever greater success, ever greater fulfillment, ever greater love. And the more you do that, the more you are bringing that into the world. And that's yours to do. Make this day, make this week transcendent of the affairs of the world by going within where it's not dense and thick and changing it, clearing out that which no longer serves in terms of thoughts and attitudes and ideas and even habits. Clearing out that which doesn't deserve and doesn't belong, and bringing into your life that which brings more joy and more love. The more love and more joy you have, the more that radiates through you, that touches everybody around you, and the more we change the world. Who you are is something magnificent. It was planted in you to be realized at every extent possible in the midst of this three-dimensional density. By knowing and identifying yourself as a light worker, by tuning in to that I am presence and connecting with it every day, by remembering to be in touch with it as much as you can, then you are bringing forth this vibration in your circle, in your world, touching your world, and your world touches your friends and your family, and it reaches out and touches their friends and their family. And we are changing the world by changing ourselves. We are bringing peace and health and success by living in peace, health, and success in our own lives. By allowing this to be your mission, and by allowing your good to expand, by claiming and opening to an ever greater good, good and more good, no limit to the good, feeling the good, allowing it to express you, move through you, allowing it to multiply through you, allowing the harvest to come in, and allow your good to be your good because you are establishing it in your consciousness today. And that which you are establishing in your consciousness today becomes your experience tomorrow. There is no limit to that good. There is no limit to what is possible. And yes, in the midst of a world struggling, people arming themselves and feeling that they're not safe in their world, the more we create safety in our world, the more we use light to be that which protects, guides, guards, protects, and directs, and leads us into the paths of perfect right action. The more we use that I am to create your unique version of your highest vibration, the more you're changing the world. And the more we are bringing more and more light into the world. And that light is what we came here to bring. We came from the light, we put on a coat of skins, and we will return to the light, and we came to bring forth the light. Who you are is something magnificent. What we can be in this day, in this time, in the tumult in the world, and the tumult that's all around us, is the place of peace and poise and balance and love and joy. And the more we bring that into the world, the more that vibration returns to us, multiplies around us, and heals and uplifts and inspires everyone who touches the reading of our experience. I'm Harry Morgan Moses. You're watching Coffee with Casper. We're here every Tuesday. We're around 24/7 on YouTube and Facebook. Share the video anywhere you can. Let's remind people that they are they're the answer to the world, that they're the solution. Who you are is something wonderful. And until we meet again, I invite you to go in the light, as the light and with the light. May the long-time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide you on your way. Enjoy this beautiful day. Look where we are. Enjoy this beautiful day. Make it a great one. Casper and I are sending our love and blessings. We'll see you next week on Coffee with Casper.